power. Those are the things that allow you to feel the juiciness of life, okay? What is it that increases your ability to feel the juiciness of life? What is it that increases your ability to feel the passion that comes with the waking moment of connecting with life, the gift of life? What are those things? Welcome to the channel. You're with Tanisha Ali. And I am here to help you to gain clarity, to up-level your mindset, to clear and heal energetic blockages so that you can manifest the glory of God that is within you, the glory of God that is you. Welcome to the channel. I hope that you are feeling peaceful today. I hope that you are in the energy of productivity, and I hope that you are also feeling prosperous. Today we are talking about, every time Albie hears me say my introduction, she just thinks it's time for her to come around, and I guess she wants to greet y'all too, so we're gonna let y'all say hey to Albie, okay? But today we're talking about passion for life, your life force energy, the zest for life, the desire to experience and be enveloped in the juiciness of life. Whenever I think of zest for life, y'all, I think of the sacral chakra, because our zest for life, our sense of creativity, flow, and harmony with the cosmic energies and everything around us is generated from the health of our sacral chakra. And I don't know how many of you are women, and really, it doesn't really matter, because this particular chakra is the chakra where our masculine and feminine energies are anyway. This is where our sexuality is. For many women that I work with in healing, this is an area that oftentimes needs a lot of work. Oftentimes the hips are tight. The joints may present issues. There's a lack of flexibility in life. Because this is where our feminine energy is, this is always an area in this paradigm and in the context in which we live in this world in the United States. For women, it's always an area, for many women, not all women, it's always an area that can use a little bit more attention. But when I think of the zest for life, I always see like an orange. You know how like when you bite into an orange or you look at an orange, you can begin to salivate. But you remember those commercials back in the day where the orange would be squeezed and you would just see the juiciness? That is what I think of when I think of the sacral chakra. That is what I want for you when you wake up in the morning, when you go through life, when you look at the prospects for the future. You want to feel a zest for life. You want to feel connected to life. You want to feel excited about life. You want to feel in harmony with life, and you also want to be in a relaxed flow with what is going on in your life. Ultimately, when you wake up every morning and you open your eyes after you say, what am I going to create today? You want to feel and allow to rush in a gratitude for the gift of life. You hear me talk about gratitude for the gift of life often. That's how you want to feel in the morning. So as we talk about passion for life, and what you need to do to be mindful of that, to ensure that that's the kind of life you're living, I want you to keep in mind that the feeling of passion that you have for life has everything to do with vibration, okay? Your vibration in the most tangible aspect, I'm looking at the camera, I see a piece of lint, but it's not in my hair, it's on the camera. Your passion for life is most readily evidenced by how you feel. Okay, while our mind generates an electromagnetic charge, or sends out and broadcasts information, it's our emotions that magnetize reality to us. It's our emotions that generate the energy and that reflect what is going on internally with us. You can see when someone is zesty for life. You can feel it in their energy. You can see it in their eyes. You can take that same person and put them in a depression, and they will lose the glow on their skin. They will lose the radiance. The light in their eyes will be hard to find. You can take that same person and shift them into a higher vibration where they feel more connected with life and passionate about what awaits them, and you will see them de-age. You will see them feel better. You will see their body stronger. You will see everything in their life starts to shift. So it's important when we talk about what we want from life and how we want to navigate life, that we understand and accept that this journey, this life journey, this experience that we're interacting with is and has to be self-governed. It has self-governed. It is something that is generated from within. But the easiest way to measure it, although not the only way to measure it, because you can measure it in a multitude of ways, but the easiest way to get a barometer for what it is that you're feeling and where your vibration is, not what it is you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and where your vibration is, is based on how you feel. When you wake up and you feel lackluster, when you feel dull, when you don't feel glowing, when you don't feel excited, when you feel lacking in energy, when you're not looking forward to something, when you don't feel energized, all right, your vibration is low and you're not connected to the life force energy. Life force energy is something naturally abundant that is coursing through all of our veins on a moment to moment, all the time basis. It is something that we have access to readily at all times. Now, it's something that we don't always pay attention to at all times, and it's something that we are not always able to leverage at all times, because most of us are living unconsciously. Unconsciously meaning we're living at a level of awareness that allows us to kind of be sleeping on the job. It allows us not to set intentions, to live mindfully and intentionally, and to recognize that we have the power to decide what kind of day we're going to have. We have the power to decide how that day starts out. We have the power to decide the momentum and the flow that day is going to have, irregardless of what happens around us. At any given time, your only assignment on this planet, which I consider an act of worship, is to trust life, okay? To accept the things that life brings you, okay? To trust that everything is always working out for you, and to understand that there are plenty of intersections in life where you are co-creating your reality, or let's say it this way, you're catching up to something that has already been done, okay? And the reason why I say that is life is kind of like a movie. It has a beginning and an end that is already been acted out, scripted out. Remember, you're the main player and you're the main protagonist in your movie. It's already happened. But because of this third dimensional reality in which we exist, things download slowly, almost like you can separate a movie into frames, or something that you're editing into frames. So while you may be in a frame of your life that, let's say, is defined by the fourth decade of your life, your 40s, doesn't mean that the rest has not already happened. It doesn't mean that, and that you have not already made certain decisions, and that based on the mercy of the Creator, that those decisions haven't played a role in how you may be somehow influencing what we may define as your fate or your destiny. What it means is that certain things have already happened, and because you're at the beginning of today, you can't see tomorrow, but it doesn't mean that tomorrow was not already scripted out, okay? It's important to understand that from a scientific reality and from a spiritual reality, and in terms of your physical reality. Because if you don't accept that, then you are likely to think that what is happening to you right now, it feels permanent. If it's dreadful, if it's a transitional stage that you're in, you have a tendency to maybe catastrophize. You have a tendency to believe that the worst will happen and you will not make your way out of something. We have different beliefs with regard to what is fate, what we can influence, and what we can co-create. But what we should all accept is that we get to decide how we're going to experience whatever is in the script. Whether you're creating it or it's being influenced by your spirit guides or the Creator or God, source, whatever it is you identify with, it's important for you to understand that you get to decide 100% how you're going to matriculate through this reality. And that's the zest for life. That's the passion that you have to connect with. That energy that allows you to trust and know that everything is working out for you always. Remember, if you don't remember anything else, that you were not drafted into this experience, that your soul, as we talk about the evolution of the soul and the tools that we come here with, and all of the people that come into this reality to help us learn and help us grow, and all the experiences that have been designed in this classroom by the Creator to ensure that you come here and have the learning experiences that bring you closer to not only the Creator and God, but also to yourself, that these things are going to be constantly happening, and that you're constantly going to be having and interfacing with experiences and situations that help to grow you, and that you get to decide how you feel about that and how you're going to move through those things. I say all of this to remind you that your passion for life, just like your happiness quotient, just like your self-love quotient, just like your vibrational frequency, is an inside job. And when you do the work internally, then the outer world, number one, has no bearing on you. But by the same token, the outer world reflects what's going on with you internally. There's nothing outside that can disturb your peace of mind, because you create a layer of insulation from any chaos or anything else that may be going on. This is the only way to be. I have created this world, which some people may consider a make-believe world. I've been doing this now for I started it maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I've had my moments when I was like this. Now I'm like this most of the time. Okay? And now I really manifest faster. I create my reality. The things that I want to come into my life are there, but I work less hard for it. I don't worry about it. And I accept what is coming to me, because I know that whatever it is I'm connected with, that's a part of a revelation of some type that lets me know that I'm tapped into something that is working behind the scenes constantly to align me with where I'm supposed to be. And that where I'm supposed to be has a lot to do with and is linked to what it is I'm feeling, because it's what it is that I'm feeling that's helping to take me and align me to where it is I'm supposed to be. That is determined perhaps by something far outside of myself, depending upon what you believe. But either way, your soul most definitely knows. And your soul is not having a difficult experience here of life. Your soul is that awareness that exists when you are looking at your life as if you're looking from top down, or as if you're analyzing and watching yourself go through your day. It's that aspect of you that never goes to sleep. It's that aspect of you that is always there. It is that I part of you that has nothing to do with your brain, that has nothing to do with your thoughts. Your thoughts, that business is ego. That's not the essential you. That's the part of you that you show to the world. But what gives you peace, what gives you tranquility, that aspect of you that is always there with you, silent, that's the part of you that is unchanging. That's the part of you that is constantly almost participating in this script to make sure that you get where you need to go. Your passion for life has to align as much as possible with that energy, that inner stillness, that inner knowing, that part of you that is unchanging yet ever present. Okay? Your vibration is something that you get to choose. It is not something that the boss at your job gets to choose. It's not something that your husband gets to choose. It's not something that your lover gets to choose. You get to decide how you're going to experience life and to sanction that and nothing else each and every day, and watch your world snap to whatever those decisions are. Now, is it easy? Not all the time. It's easier some days than other days. Can you fall off the bandwagon? More than likely you will when you begin to start this, but eventually you will get to a point where you can maintain that level or that vibrational frequency with very little effort. All right, and even when you fall off the bandwagon, your resilience or your ability to snap back will happen just that much faster, okay? But it starts with you understanding that first and foremost, this reality is temporary. It's supposed to be like an adventure for you. This is not supposed to be toil and struggle the way you've been taught. This is not supposed to be something that is dreadful. This is not an experience that is filled with disappointment, with loss, with an inability to find love, with poverty, with discrimination, with all of that stuff. That's man-made stuff. But that doesn't have anything to do with the reality that you get to experience to the extent that you understand how the universe works. Most of the people running around out here caught up in whatever it is they're caught up in that's driving their reality and determining their moods and determining whether or not they have a good day because they're looking for something external to come into their world to make them happy. And that's what happiness is. It's temporary and it's determined by something external. Joy and contentment are things that are manifested from within. Those are the things that have stabilizing power. Those are the things that allow you to feel the juiciness of life, okay? What is it that increases your ability to feel the juiciness of life? What is it that increases your ability to feel the passion that comes with the waking moment of connecting with life, the gift of life? What are those things? Those things are having gratitude, okay? Really taking a moment to breathe in the energy of everything that you have in your life to be grateful for. The energy that you have enough and that in this moment there's nothing else that you really need. It doesn't matter what time Dick or Harry is doing. Who cares? That has nothing to do with you. In your world, you can have as much as you can dream up. And you won't have as much as you can't dream up. So gratitude is important. Nurturing a high vibration, which is the second thing that is important. Nurturing a high vibration and really understanding that your life is unfolding based upon your vibrational frequency, okay? If you hold a vibrational frequency that is really at the core a higher vibrational frequency than let's say your average person walking around out here who's complaining, who's playing the victim, who's blaming everything that's going on at their job on someone else, who's failing to take responsibility for their life, who's not grateful for the body and the temple that they were given, who does not eat right, who's not striving to do better in life and holding themselves accountable, because we can all strive, but holding ourselves accountable is something else. If you are trying to live that life where you're waking up and you're feeling good, then you're understanding that your vibration is not something that just befalls you. It is something that is dependent upon your ability to be a conscious creator. A conscious creator does not externalize their power. A conscious creator does not give their power away to the events and the people and the situations outside of themselves. A conscious creator determines what attitude or what perspective, what state of mind they're going to allow whatever life may be seeming to bring to them to mean to them. Okay, they get in the driver's seat of their life, and they also recognize that there's nothing outside of them that is creating this reality, that they really are the main player, and that every experience that comes to them is coming to teach them something. And whether or not they realize it, their soul has helped to call that experience into their life. So a conscious creator, or someone who is trying to connect with their passion for life, minds their vibration, okay? Number 3, to connect with your passion for life, you have to be responsible for what you are creating, which means that you have to accept what you've already created up to this point. If you don't like it, change it. If you don't like it, change it, all right? If things in your life are not making you feel good, face yourself, okay? Recognize that you are the one that is the master of your fate at this level of your experience, and that if you want to feel better, then you have to do things that make you feel better, which bring me to number 4. Unless you are in your solar plexus energy and you are taking action in life, you are not going to feel passionate about life. You cannot lay on the sofa and binge watch Netflix day after day after day after day and expect to feel good about your life. You cannot eat unhealthy and then not exercise and work out and expect to feel good about your life day after day after day. It's not going to happen that way. You cannot surround yourself by people who are negative and expect to feel good about your life day after day after day. You cannot go to a job that you hate and that you have externalized your power to and expect to feel good day after day after day. And listen to what I said and listen carefully, because many people go to jobs that they like and they don't let those jobs control them. They don't let those jobs steal their peace. They see those jobs as a means to an end. All right. And they go there and do whatever it is they're supposed to do, and it doesn't flatline their life or doesn't dispirit them. They don't get emotionally connected to what's going on in there. They see this illusion for what it is. They understand their role in this game or in the script, and they execute whatever they need to execute in a way that it doesn't strip them of their autonomy, that they're not turning over their power, but they're making a conscious decision. They're taking action, which means you have to be moving. You have to be doing things. You have to be reaching for the sky. You have to be trying new things. You have to give yourself an opportunity to be in new environments. You have to run your life. You have to run your life, which brings me to number 5, exercising your autonomy, recognizing that you have the right and the luxury to make the decisions in your life that will make you happy. And I promise you, a lot of times, I'm going to say probably 80% of the time, those decisions can have to do with cutting people out of your life who weigh you down, who don't bring you anything except their lower vibration or their stuff. It involves looking at your life and making the needed cuts. The same way an employer will lay off people on the job and keep those people who are most productive is the same streamlining and pruning that you have to do in your life on a daily basis. Because when you don't, you can't accept responsibility for what you're creating. And when you can't accept responsibility for what you're creating, you're going to keep creating more of the same, first of all. Second of all, you're going to be playing victim 24 hours a day, which means, again, that you're going to be looking at your situations in terms of what someone else can do to make you happy instead of what you can do to make yourself happy or to be responsible for the quality of the experience that you're going to have. You have to recognize that you are accountable and that what you're dealing with today is the sum total of everything that you have done up to this point, the work that you have done and the work that you have not done. And that is what you're seeing right now at this point in your life. The sum total. God is merciful. The Creator is merciful. The Creator is just. The Creator is not going to give you anything that you don't deserve. That is the reality. That is law. So everything that you're seeing right now, the collective in your life, the culmination, is just everything that you've done to get to this point where you are. If your body is not feeling good, you have brought that into your life. I take full responsibility for my healing journey. I can't put it anywhere else. And the more that I take responsibility for my healing journey and the more that I push past the fears that I've had with regard to some of the pains and nuisance issues that I have, the better I feel and the more I'm giving my body the opportunity to show me the magnificent machine and creation that it was meant to be. Okay? When you feel good internally, you feel good physically. Okay? When you feel good physically, you feel good internally. Everything is linked. The totality of our experience, our psychological and mental state determines and contributes to our emotional state. All of those things contribute to our spiritual state, and our spiritual state bores or brings to life all of what we are seeing in our physical and our mental and in our emotional state. Okay, so Everything is connected, which means when you work on one area, it's going to have an effect on the other areas. But if you sit back and you don't take responsibility for your life and you allow yourself to be disempowered by your ego that continues to want you to live in fear, because it benefits from you being in fear, because then it always has a job. It can feed your fears. It can turn you against people around you. It can cause you to alienate yourself. It can keep you from seeing the reality of life and being in touch with that heart-based aspect of this reality that will allow you to feel abundant, that will allow you to feel prosperous, that will allow you to feel the affluence, the love, the relationships, and everything else that needs to flow into your life to help sustain wherever it is you're trying to go. Please remember that having passion for life really is an inside job. It is something that you have to work at until it becomes easy and until it becomes your core vibrational frequency, until it becomes the default way in which you operate, that you will know, because your reality will interact with you differently. The people that know you will respond to you differently. When you go out to the store, people will respond to your light differently. Everything that you experience is a measure of what you are bringing to the table. Your passion for life is something that is affected by your desire to grow and your desire to be better and your ambition for a more beautiful experience. It has to come from you. It has to be nurtured by you. And when you decide that you want to live a mediocre existence and you want to be flatlined most of the time, and you've given up on finding love, or you've given up on finding the dream job, or you've given up on yourself and refuse to pursue your passion and the things that make you feel good, and you refuse to change your diet or to do some other thing that you need to do with regard to your health or any other aspect of your experience, then what happens is you stop growing. And when we stop growing, what happens? We die. It's just that simple. When we stop growing, we die. So life and passion for life is a continuously unfolding animation that you have to be a part of. If you refuse to animate, if you refuse to move, if you refuse to change, if you refuse to grow, then you will become stagnant. You will become still. Your world will begin to contract. Everything will become small. You will suffocate. You will begin to close your world in. You will become smaller and smaller, eventually to the point to where there's nothing left for you to do except to decay. There's nothing left for you to do but to then die. But if you want to be on this planet and you want to have as full an experience as possible, understand that anything is possible. And there is nothing that is impossible except that which you cannot think of. I hope that you get something from this video. Please let me know if this video has impacted you in a positive way. Please let me know if this video has helped you to understand that really one of the secrets to living a wonderful life is taking responsibility for everything that has unfolded in your life. Understanding that you have drawn these experiences to yourself because of what you are. Not because of what you wanted, not because of what you wished for and hoped for, but because of where you are. And that as long as these experiences that are unpleasant are looping through in your life, they're reflecting something in you. And that's if they're unpleasant, to you, they're reflecting something in you that needs to change. They are showing you something in you that has not changed. All right. And as long as something within you has not changed and is causing you misery, it's as good as you continuing to call those same kinds of experiences to you on a day-to-day basis. All right. And oftentimes being alone with yourself is the best way to get inside what it is within you that is creating these kinds of experiences. But always know that you can change anything in your life. You can have anything in your life and you can feel any way you want to, unless and until you decide that you no longer want to grow and that you're ready to check out. And trust me, God is merciful. When you become that miserable, you'll be out of here like this. Your world will become a living hell, and you will create hell and be hell on wheels wherever you go. And eventually you won't have to worry about waking up. So seize the moment to connect with the passion for life because it is readily available to you in each and every moment. Life is animating, life is happening, and all you have to do really is to allow life to happen through you. You are with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations. I'm in transformation just like you. If you haven't purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, on Amazon, make sure you get it. It is not a boring chapter book, okay? It is a day-to-day mindset reflection book that gives you some things to consider and think about on your journey to getting a larger slice of life, on your journey to having and living your best life. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. Join the evolution. Please continue to be peaceful, prosperous, and productive, and create the day that you want to have because you have the gift of life.